Good morning. Good morning. Let me do a quick test just to make sure we are live really quick. Good morning. Good morning. Testing. All right, sounds good. Looks like it works. All right, guys, good morning. Thanks for those who are going to join us live. Thank you for being with us this morning. So today is just going to be one of a few videos where I'm going to show you how to create a Facebook seller lead ad. We're going to do that step by step. Today, we're just going to cover a template that we've used in the past that works really great. We'll go into why it works and how it works. Then I'll show you how we set it up. But then what we're going to talk about today is just how to lead gen, right? And then we're going to cover in other videos exactly a different type of ads, as well as how to take those leads into appointments, and from appointments to conversion, right? Because that's all you care about. And seller leads is what everybody wants right now. And because of that, there's a few things we need to keep in mind. So let me turn this into a slideshow. All right. Now, before we get started, if you find any value with this video today, please, let's do something different. Just comment a 1. That lets us know that the content that we are providing is really helping you. If you are watching this later, do a hashtag replay. Again, the more comments that you guys add in the comment box under this video, the more we can push this video to more and more members within our group. All right. And again, it tells me that the content that we're providing is helping you, and it just allows us to create more content like this. Like I said, we're going to do a few more videos. We have some people come over. They're going to tell us exactly what they're doing to make it work, what type of audiences they're setting up, and different things like that. All right. So before we get started, let's talk about a few things. All right. So basically, if you run a Facebook seller lead ad, what type of results can you expect? Now, this is a very subjective question, right? Results for one person are going to be different for results for a different person. Some people who are new into the marketing lead generation space, they think that you're going to run ads, you're going to pay for advertising, you're going to start driving leads, and you're going to start closing deals within 2 to 4 weeks. So what can you expect from a seller lead ad? All we're looking for is people to raise their hand to let us know that they may be interested in selling their property, right? Whether that's 3, 6, 9 months out. Keep in mind that Facebook leads are top of funnel leads. That means that they sit very high on your funnel, and it is your job to bring those leads into conversion. Now, there's a lot of different things you can do, and a lot of those things we're going to cover in the next videos. But basically, think about Facebook lead ads as a way to build your database. The bigger your database, remember, it's a numbers game. The bigger your database, the more chances at you closing deals. On average, deals are closed within 3 to 6 months using Facebook advertising. Some do get the low-hanging fruit, and sometimes they get results within 2 weeks. We've run a lot of these ads, and some agents get listing appointments within the first 2 weeks. Is that normal? Is that average? No, right? We've had places where agents don't even have any results. Okay. So what do we have to do then? There's a lot of things we can change. We start playing with the ads. We need to start working with the ad spend. And there's a few different things we can tweak to start generating results. Again, the stuff that we're going to go through today can get you results today. Again, results are very subjective, right? Is it going to get you closings? You have to get the leads, you have to talk to them, and then you have to figure out what those results mean to you. Okay, like I said, to some, results mean a real number, a real person to talk to, a real address, and someone who is maybe motivated to sell in the near future. To some, results means conversions, right? If that's the case, then you have to change your mindset about what the purpose of marketing is. We are going to have another video that talks about the mindset, and we're going to have a guest who's going to talk a lot about how we can change our mindset to start building our business using Facebook lead ads, or just Facebook advertising in general, because lead ads is just one way you can start bringing business through Facebook. And we'll talk about that as well. Can you run what I'm going to show you today and start? Yes, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process on how to set it up. So you should be able to get going if you feel comfortable following the instructions in the video. This is going to stay live or recorded in the Facebook group, so you can always go back, pause, play. And of course, if you have questions, just drop them in the comments. All right, we want to give you as much help as we can, so just drop them in the comments. We can answer in the comments, or we can come back into another video and give you even more detailed instructions on how to do this. We are going to cover more more ads, different type of ads, different type of structures that you can follow, different architecture for your ads, retargeting. We're going to do a lot of that in the next few weeks. So can you run this today and get results? Yes. But again, results are subjective. So let's leave it at that. One of the things that it is going to improve your results is having a system in the back end to support your lead generation. Now, this goes, it holds true for any type of marketing that you're doing. You need to have a system, whether that system involves getting that lead into your database. And as soon as that lead gets into your database, you call them, you text them, you leave a voicemail. If that's your system and your system is manual, then great. Can you automate a lot of that? Yes, there's a lot of automation tools out there. There are a lot of programs out there that can help you automate most of your backend system. This will definitely increase your results by 50% to 100%. And again, these are things you have to try and test out. And we will cover those things in the next few weeks with different videos. What type of systems are out there? What's working for someone? What type of setup people have in the back end to make them get more results, more appointments, more contact, increase that contact rate with people that are coming into your database, and things like that. So, oops. All right, so the ad. So now let's talk about a little bit about the ad that we're gonna talk about today. So the ad that we're gonna use is basically a free guide, so that when they read that guide, is going to help sellers get more, like improve their home, right? For under $1,000, for under $500. How to make small improvements to net them more money at the end of a sale. Now, the market we're in, they probably don't have to do a lot, right, to get more money, but still, that's going to be in the mind of sellers. They always want to get the most. And right now, it's a seller's market. Agents are talking about a seller's market everywhere, and every seller wants more and more and more for their home. So getting them a guide to help them understand how to get more money for their home is going to be that ad, that bait that's going to get them to click on your ad and get them to give you their information, so that you can send them this information, so that you can send them this guide. Now, this is just one of the ads we've used that works. And of course, one that you've probably seen a lot is the home valuation ad, right? How much is your home worth? Now, for a lead ad, using a home valuation type ad, one of the things that you want to capture immediately is a home address. And someone did ask that question in one of the posts that I had in the Real Closers group, that how do we capture an address with a Facebook lead ad? Unfortunately, you can't. All right, it is against their policy. You cannot, you will not get your ads approved if you start asking questions about zip code, addresses, and things like that. But there are ways around it. All right, and that's one of the things that we're going to do. We're going to figure out how to run a lead ad, but at the same time, collect additional information such as their address, motivation to move, and things like that outside of Facebook. And I'll show you how to do that with a lead ad. And then I will also show you how to use a different type of ad, a conversion ad, basically Facebook ad to a landing page to convert them to get you that information that you need in order to help them to the next step. So again, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Let me take a look see if there are any questions. One, great, cool, thank you. All right, so let me walk you through the step by step. If at any point in time you have questions, just drop them in the comments. Like I said, if I don't answer them today, I'll go live again. We'll do another video. This is just one of a few that we're going to do. So we're going to walk you through how to set up ads, how to set up systems. We're going to give you the tools to get all this done so you can start generating leads now. Because again, you need to start today if you want to be able to close in the next 6 months, if that makes sense. All right, so let's jump right into the ad creation. If you have comments, drop them in the comment box. If you think if you've gotten value so far, just drop a 1 in the comment box as well. If you don't think this is helpful, be nice. If you can do this better than me, the more power to you. I invite you to come live with us and show us what it is that you're doing that's working for you. All right. This is just going to be one template that we've used. And of course, you're going to have to tailor it to your market. You're going to have to do a couple tweaks here and there. And there's a lot of testing that Facebook allows you to do. And Marcus did a video last couple of days ago where he talked about the split test. Now, there's a lot of testing that you can do. And I'll show you just a little bit of that. Can you get results without doing all that? Yes, you can. But it is when you start doing all the things where you start, dropping your lead cost, you start lowering your increasing lead quality. And that's the whole point about testing. So this is just one of our test accounts for one of our programs that we have. Let's get started by creating the ad. All right, so there's a couple ways you can get started with ad creation. If you've never done it, you can just create an ad account or a business manager, which basically allows you to have different or multiple ad accounts. I'm going to assume that you understand how that works right now. If you don't understand how to get to this point, let me know and I'll create another video that walks you through this process to get you to this point. And I can do that. Let me know and I'll just create another video, a quick tutorial on how to get to this point, how to create a business manager, how to create an ad account, because you're gonna have to set it up. You're gonna have to put in your credit card for payment. The way Facebook works is when you start allocating a certain ad spend, usually Facebook reaches $25 and that's when they send you an invoice and they charge your credit card. So you don't pay everything at once, you just pay gradually. So if you don't know how to do that, comment help with ads manager and I'll create another video and I'll help you and I'll show you exactly how to do that. All right. The other thing you're going to need is a Facebook page in order to run ads. You always run ads from a Facebook page. And this is where you have to decide. And just to give you a couple tips, sometimes we run Facebook ads from our own page, like our own personal page with a picture, with our bio, who we are. And when you run ads that way, you're kind of branding yourself, right? And it works great because it's a twofold, right? You get leads and you also brand yourself, and now they know who they're talking to, right? We've also run ads from a generic page, right? Sell your home fast or sell your home for more money. A generic page can also get you results, but then again, it's one of those things where you need to test what works in your specific market. Marketing changes over time, right? Whatever works today may not work tomorrow. Whatever works in zip code A may not work in zip code B. It's all about testing and it's all about getting those results. So let's continue. Again, if you have questions about this, let me know. All right, no questions so far. Actually, let me check. Thanks for recording and posting this so we can go back through it. Of course, of course. And if I miss anything, please let me know. I'll come back and I'll do another live. I'll go more in detail. If you guys want copy, if you guys want creatives, we have a few things that I can help you do that. Just let me know. Drop them in the comments. I'll do more of that here. I can also point you to existing tools that you can use if you feel that this is not something you want to go through yourself. It can be simple, but it can also be complicated when it comes into retargeting, into different types of things that you can do. I'll go through all that in the next videos. But again, if you need help, just feel free to message me or put them in the comments, and we can see what we can do. All right. So basically, the first thing you have to do is you have to select the type of objective. Today, we're going to do a lead generation objective. And the one we're going to cover later is going to be a conversion objective. So we're not going to talk about that too much, but this is basically something that you can use for getting an ad on Facebook to a landing page. And conversions, Facebook prioritizes, it improves your conversions by showing your ad to someone who is more likely to click on the link and fill out your form. All right, remember, Facebook collects a lot of information from you. So they know you. They probably know you more than you know yourself. All right, it's funny, and some people don't like that, but it is that reason why we are so attached to social media, right? To Facebook, to Instagram, to TikTok, because they want you in here and they know everything about you. All right, so here's where you can name your Facebook, your campaign. Now, this is where we talk a little bit about testing, right? So you can create campaigns, and within a campaign, you can create different ad sets. So a campaign is a collection of ad sets, and then an ad is a collection within an ad set. This is where you can start getting really creative and start testing different things, like different copy. You can have the same, like for an ad, you can have the same picture over and over again, and you start just tweaking some of the copy, some of the warning, some of the tagline, some of the call to action to see which one works best. The more ads you add to your ad set, of course, the more money you're gonna have to spend, because now Facebook has to use more. Cost does increase a bit, but again, if you're in the testing phase, this is one of the things that you have to do with marketing. Now, I am going to show you results from people running ads like these. So at least to give you a little bit of confidence that this works. Okay, this works. We've done it. It works. You just need time, a little bit of patience, and you need to stick with this for a long term. You cannot just run this for a month and give up, right? So we'll show you some of the results, some of the timeframes, for some of the people that are running these type of ads. And again, to give you confidence that you can get started with this, right? So let's just do Real Closers Seller Lead, and then this we can just name ad set 1, and then ad 1. And then we're going to continue. All right, so the next thing we need to talk about is, so this doesn't change, you don't need to change that. A/B test, basically the way this works is you create a campaign. Remember, a campaign is a collection of ad sets, and then and each ad set is a collection of ads. When you create an A/B test, you could run the same campaign, exactly the same one, but now use a different audience. I'm going to talk about audience types right now, because this is a housing ad. Actually, I'm going to talk about that right now. It's right here. This is a housing ad, so it falls within the special ad category. Back in the day, we used to be able to run ads to specific zip code. We used to be able to narrow it down really tight in a tight area. We can't do that anymore. And that's where the special ad category comes in. We do have to select this category if we're running credit type ads, employment type ads, housing, or social issues, elections, politics. All of those have to do with this discrimination laws, right? We cannot discriminate against age, your RESPA laws, your TILA laws, your TRID, and all those things. If you're not too familiar with those, let me know. I'll put a link to somewhere where you can learn more about those things. But basically, you're running ads as a real estate agent or mortgage guy, you are going to pick housing. Okay. Now, what does that do for your ad? Well, it limits some of the things that you can do. It limits how you can target your audience. And I'll show you that in a second. But remember, first thing you have to do is pick that housing ad. Otherwise, your ad is not going to run. And if it does get approved by accident and then later come to it, they can block your ad account. And having an ad account that's blocked is not nice. We run ads for a lot of people, and sometimes Facebook can be crazy and they automatically shut down one of your ads, and now you have to go through verification. It's a pain, but again, it's worth it once you have your ads running, once you have that trust built within Facebook. So you don't want to mess with that by not selecting housing. Okay, they'll find out and they'll block your ad. There are loopholes that you can go through and some of the other things that we'll talk about in a bit, but housing is a must. You have to pick that. Okay. If you have comments, questions about this, let me know. All right. So next, countries, United States, declaring. All right. Again, A/B test. We're not going to talk about that today. We'll talk about it in a different time. Campaign budget optimization. All right. So this one basically tells you whether you're going to have a campaign with multiple ad sets, and then the campaign is going to optimize money. It's going to drive money based on which ad set is using, or it's being more, it's giving you more results, right? Whether that's views, whether that's clicks, whether that's leads, Facebook will optimize at the campaign level. If you keep this off, then you're basically creating ad sets under a campaign, and then every ad set is going to have its own budget. Okay. But for the purposes of this, let's turn this on. Now, budget, how much money should you spend on seller leads? Seller leads sometimes can be expensive. Okay. If you are getting into the realm of Facebook advertising for sellers, this is something you're going to have to think about. We can try $10 a day. We can try $20 a day. We can try $50 a day. The results will vary. The more money you put towards your ads, of course, Facebook is going to prioritize your stuff. They want you to pay. They want to give you results because they want you to keep advertising. If your lead cost is under $10 and you set a $10 per day budget, then you're going to start getting a couple leads a day. If your lead cost is over $20 a lead, and again, this is where you start optimizing, right, to see if you can drive that lead cost down. That's when you have to start figuring out whether you need to increase or decrease your ad spend. And Facebook will tell you, if you pick a low ad spend, they'll tell you that you may not get any results. So pay attention to that error message, which I'll show you. And let's just run it really quick with $10 a day. Now, you can also do a lifetime budget. We've done lifetime budget, and sometimes this helps a lot because now, let's say, for example, you're thinking of running this for 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks, 15 days, and you're going to run $10 a day. So that's about 150. Instead of setting a daily limit, you could set a lifetime limit of 150. If you do a lifetime limit of 150 for 2 weeks, then Facebook is going to spend more money in the beginning to get your results, and then less over time as you get results. What that means is that you are able to play with the targeting a bit when it comes to budget. If that doesn't make sense, let me know. If you need help trying to figure out what the right amount should be, drop a comment. We can go through that too. And I'll show you what type of error message we're going to get with $10 a day. All right, so this is done. Let's go next. All right, so we are going to use instant forms. We're going to let's use a personal page that I have right here. Homes by Roberto Salas. All right, I'm not an agent. This is just a test page. I'm actually just a licensed MLO. And I run ads from a different account. But for today, we'll just use this, right? It's just a generic page. Again, this is where you have to figure out whether you want to use your own page or a generic page. And it comes down to testing to see which one works best for you. Dynamic creative. All right, so this is one of Facebook's tools where you can give it a bunch of different creatives, a lot of different pictures, a lot of different copy, and then Facebook is going to do a lot of combinations, and that's what's going to show to your audience. We're not going to use that today. We can talk about this later. I don't really like using this. I've used it a few times. I tend to get more results, better results when I do the creative and the testing myself, and I'll show you how to do that too. Budget and start date. Set a date when you want to start. There are ways you can set your ad to run at a certain time. The best thing we found is for it to run forever. 24/7 is when we get more results. We've seen cases where somehow leads are coming in at midnight. Some leads are coming in at 4 or 5 in the morning when they're going to work. So you don't want to limit when your ads are running. You are going to spend just a tad more, but you are going to start getting more results, and you're going to let Facebook continue to optimize internally to get you the best results possible. Audience. So we talked about the housing, the housing special ad category that limits your audience to 18 to 65 plus. You cannot target based on gender. And your location is limited to 50 mile radius. So basically you come into location and you could just, let's just drop a pin to show you. So you go to a target area and you can drop as many pins to draw a 50-mile radius around the area you want to target. So you just do this, drop a pin. Now, again, we used to be able to target by zip code, smaller radius, and you can still do that if you're not doing housing ads. You can do a lot for different type of products out there. And this is how, some people, they talk about a product and all of a sudden they start getting hit with a lot of ads about that product, right? So 15-mile radius limit. There is some things you can do, and let me show you this quickly. So this is the error message that you're going to get from Facebook if your budget is too small or if your audience is too broad. Okay, so this is where you're going to have to play a bit with your budget. You can either increase your budget or change it to a lifetime. I've done it where I just change it to lifetime when I'm set for, I want to spend 500, $1,000 a month, and that's how we set it. And then you start getting more results. I'll show you right now how you can tell what type of results to expect based on your audience. Let's do a little bit of targeting. Again, there's not a lot you can do with behaviors and demographics, but there's a couple of things that you can do, right? You can target people based on things like if they're looking at Zillow, right? Maybe they're interested in Zillow. They're looking at Trulia. They can also, maybe about mortgage calculator, right? If they have a home that they're selling, most likely they are buying. So they're all looking into all that, right? And there's a couple more things you can do. Look in there. There's a couple things, a couple more things. If you have questions about this, I can put a list together of all the things we used in the past. Sometimes that gets you great results. And sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you're better to keep this open, okay? Let Facebook optimize for you. There's a few things, again, sometimes keeping this open just works like just works as is without having to target too many things. You're still getting that error, so most likely you're going to have to work with your budget. So $10 a day, about $300 a month. It could be a little low for seller leads. Placements, automatic placements. We let Facebook do its thing. It's going to place that ad on different platforms: Instagram, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook feed, Facebook stories. There's anywhere you've seen ads, that's basically where Facebook does its thing, and it just automatically places them. Facebook doesn't just place ads to place ads, right? They're trying to get you results. The more results they get you, the more hooked you're going to be with their platform. And of course, the more money you're going to start spending with them. So it is in their best interest to get you the results that you want. But of course, some of that is Facebook and some of that is you with your testing. All right, so that's it for this. Next. So now this is where we talk about creative. All right, this is where we talk about let me open up my page right here. All right, so you're going to use your Facebook page. If you have an Instagram account, you can use your Instagram account so that when the ads are served on Instagram, it uses your own account. We're just going to use the same page, so it's going to create something for you to put on Instagram. So figure out what you want. If you want to connect an account and you have questions about this, I can do another live. So just drop them in the comments. Create an ad. So we're gonna for today, we're just gonna use a single image. You can also do a carousel. That's basically a bunch of different images, maybe different steps that you can get them on for them to click your ad. Like if we're gonna do a guide, maybe put the top 3 on different pictures, right? And then a picture of yourself at the end. And then what they get is the guide. If they opt into, they get the rest of the ad, right? The rest of the content once they submit their information. Ad creative, let's change it really quick. Let's talk about this really quick. We're gonna edit. We do have ad creative that we've used in the past. You can use something like this. Let me just click on this really quick and show you. There's also certain sizes that you want. If you have questions about that, let me know. But basically 1080 by 1080 is best, as if you want a square. 1256 by 836 is if you want them landscape. If you have questions, just drop them in the comments. I'll get the right data for you. I'll get the right information for you. Now, why do we choose something like this? Well, now the creative is going to vary based on your area. You want people to identify with the area, right? You don't want to serve this ad in an area where you're not going to find a house like this. So you want to be selective of what you put on your, the type of houses that you show. I've seen cartoons, I've seen text overlay on different ads. Keep it simple and start from there. Keep it simple and go from there. Facebook also gives you access to stock images. We've had great results with pictures of a kitchen, pictures of a living room, right? Something that makes them feel comfortable and catches their attention. Pretty pictures always are going to do that. And that's why Instagram is so great at advertising and keeping people within the platform. So again, if you want me to expand more on creative, let me know. Primary text for this one, we're just going to keep it simple. Let's do this. Identifying your target audience helps a bunch because now people, when they see the ad, they're going to see, oh, they're talking to me, right? You can do Los Angeles County and surrounding areas. You can get a guide that will get you the most money in LA. How to get the most money in LA County? How to get the most in your area if you live in LA, and things like that. Okay, again, this is just an example. This is just a template. This is where we start figuring out what works and what doesn't. Again, if you think you can do something like this and it's better, let me know. Let's jump on a live. Let's show the group what else works and what else they can do. What is working for you? Let us know. Let's share it with the group. Okay. Basically, we're going to keep it simple. Again, if this is your ad, you're going to have to put your DRE number, your name, and identify it to be compliant with advertising guidelines. For the headline, let's just do something simple. This, and then for the description, and I want to show you what that looks like. So you basically have an ad here, and you have your primary text, your headline, which is what is going to make them click on the button. This is basically the call to action. You want to have call to action copy very specific to get them to click on your ad. What is the offer? We're keeping the copy short, but you've probably seen a mix of short copy versus long copy. Again, this is stuff that you need to figure out what is going to work for your market, right? And one of the things you can do is, and I'll show you right now, is copy this ad multiple times and change the primary text. Now, Facebook allows you to do that within the ad, where you can just add another option, another variation, and then Facebook is going to create a different option based on that. But I don't like doing that anymore. I've done it a few times, and I don't like not having that much control over the ads. And I'll show you how we're going to do that in a second. So the call to action that we want is basically, I always do learn more. Instead of sign up, you're not really signing up to anything. So learn more works really great based on what we've done. And it's already been 40 minutes. The next step is creating the lead ad, the actual lead form. And so let's go through that quickly. I created one, but let me show you. Actually, let me just duplicate this. I created this last night just to show you today. So instead of walking you through the step-by-step on the lead form, I'm going to show you what we already have and then just walk you through what I've done. Okay. And then if you need help with this, let me know. I'll do another live. The thing is, the longer this walkthrough is, the more complicated it's going to get. So maybe another video with very specific instructions on how to create a lead ad may work better. Let me know if you want that. Let's just duplicate this because this is already done. The type of form that you're going to get is either more volume or higher intent. When you do higher intent, it asks another questions. The more questions you ask someone prior to them getting into your database, the better quality lead you get, the higher intent, right? Someone who really wants this guide is going to go through those hoops. Does that mean you're going to be able to close a deal with them? No, it's just an indicator that they're more motivated to go through your ad, right? So higher intent gives you another screen, basically, hey, are you sure you want to submit your information with this guy, right? And they're going to say yes or no. We can do more volume. And again, this is one of those things where you can test, right? As far as the intro goes, I usually use the same ad image that was on my ad on the lead form. And then when you do this, every ad and I'm going to show you how to copy, every ad is always going to match. So every lead form is always going to match the ad that you're serving to your audience. Greetings, enter your info to get our free guide sent to you. Basically, they have to, if they want access to the guide, they have to give you the real information. Sometimes they'll give you their phone number, and sometimes they'll just give you a real email, which is what we want. At a minimum, a real email will help us, target those leads. Again, you are going to get some leads without phone numbers, right? But you're going to get a lot of leads with phone numbers too. So it's a balance. At a minimum, you're going to get an email. Basically, you build this out with these, with the greeting, the headline, and then the description. Get the most money for your home when you're ready to sell, right? So now these people you kind of put it in that seed that if they get this guy is most likely because they're looking to sell. Now, a lot of the wording here too can make or break that person to proceed with the next step, which is submitting their information, right? So again, this is another point where you need to start testing. Questions are basic, full name, phone number, email, right? But then we like to also add a custom questions, right? How soon are you looking to sell? Again, the more questions you ask, the higher intent leads are, but of course, the less leads that you're going to get. So this is another testing point, right? Run it for a week with this, or maybe create a different campaign, same everything except for the lead form changes, so this form is not there, and then test out your results. You're going to be able to see your lead cost change, you're going to see different things change, and then you're going to know which one you want to run. Privacy, if you have a privacy page or a privacy policy, point to that. Maybe your website has a privacy policy, do that. I just use google.com for now. And of course, on completion, thanks, you're all set. You can send them to your website. You can set them to call you, or you can tell them, hey, we're going to send you a guide, and we're going to send you a quick text with the link to the guide as well. So that's going to make sure that they, gave you the right information. Now, at this point, you have their information. Okay, at this point, you do have their information, so you can send them somewhere else. And this is where we're going to do a variation of a lead ad to a home valuation ad, and how we can get them to give you more information, such as address, motivation, how soon, how much their home is worth, and blah, 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 blah. This is where we're going to show you how to do that in another video. Okay. So there is a way to collect addresses with the lead ad, but it has to be done in a two-step process. All right. And then you're just going to publish this. And when you publish it, basically, you end up with another lead form. And that's the lead form that you're using. You can set a link to your website if you'd like. One of the things to keep in mind is I don't like putting phone numbers on the actual ad or a website, because some people are going to click on that. They're going to click on your website. They're not going to give you the information. And now you're not going to get that lead, right? I've seen a lot of people do that. It's one of those things where you want to test to see if it works. If it doesn't, I don't like putting phone numbers. I don't like putting websites. I want them to give me their information first, and then we connect. Once that's done, there's also this thing about pixel. We can talk about a pixel and how it works on another video. But basically, it's used to collect data from people going through your funnel so that you can later retarget. We're going to talk about retargeting later. Basically, you may want someone who opted into your ad, but is not responding to your communication. You still want to serve ads to them. Maybe talk to them directly by, running a retargeting ad, a video retargeting ad, where it's you talking to them. And now you're trying to drive them through your funnel so that they are more responsive. We're going to talk about that in later videos. At this point, your ad is done and you can publish. Now, quickly, let's talk about different variations. So let's say we have this ad already, but we want to change a little bit here. Maybe we want to change a different creative. So all you got to do is say duplicate, and then you want to put everything under the original campaign. Everything is the same. How many copies you want? Let's do 3. Let's do 5 copies. So now you're going to have 5 different ads, and now you can change each different ad copy. All right. So now you can change your creative for ad 1. For this other copy, you can change a different creative, keep everything the same. And now you have created a lot of variation to your ads, and now you'll know which one is going to perform better. You can also create, now that you have this and you want to target different audience, you can duplicate your campaign, or you can duplicate your ad set. So let's do that. And let's just duplicate this. So that's going to take a bit because we have a few of these. But see, now you have different ad sets. And when you did campaign optimization, now Facebook is going to distribute your money between this ad set and this ad set. So this ad set could be everything the same, just different pictures. This one could be everything that's the different copy with the same picture. And then you'll see which one works and which one doesn't. All right. And one thing to keep in mind, again, campaign budget. We talked about that. And at this point, you're ready to publish, and it goes through the approval process. Usually takes 24 to 48 hours before your ads start kicking in. And then you have to give it a few days for Facebook to learn to do its thing before you go ahead and stop your ads. So that's basically it for this video, for this walkthrough. I hope that is helpful. I hope that is, if you have questions, again, drop them in the comments. If you need help doing this, let me know. We can always jump on another live. We can probably try to figure out a workshop where we actually do this with you. Or if you want to give this a try and you want someone else to do it for you, we can either connect you with someone who can help you, or we can help you ourselves. I hope this worked. I hope this works for you. I hope now you understand the concept. You understand how it works, what to expect. We're going to do another video from lead ad to collecting more information. We're going to do another video from Facebook ad to a conversion to a landing page. Remember, this is a system. So if you can automate what you do next after you've collected that lead, you're paying for this lead, so you want to consume that lead. You want to call that lead. You want to text that lead. You want to send a voicemail. Now, there are tools that allow you to do that automatically. You want to nurture, all right? It's a long-term game. It's not about getting quick results, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about mindset with advertising, especially with Facebook when it comes to Facebook. I hope this helped. If it did, drop a 1. If you found any value, drop a 1. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. We're happy to do more of these in the next few weeks. All right, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, let's do this. See ya.